Well, good evening and welcome everyone to the Saints and Sinners with the wonderful
Rogue
and myself, Richie. Tonight we are so excited to have our special guest on, the one and only. There he is, look.
Ben
Mr.
Habib. Can we have a hashtag Ben for 10, please?
Ben for 10. That's what we need across all social media platforms. Ben for 10. Talking like Ben, I've got my hat here, Advance UK. Look, that's all I put it on just for you.
Yeah,
there
cool.
We go. Plenty of those. Don't forget to visit our shop, Advance UK, to Order UK. Go to the shop, buy your merchandise now while you can. Well, sir, it's so excited to have you on, actually.
It's been brilliant. I'm honestly been waiting for this. Yeah. So thank you for joining us today.
First time on Saints and Sinners. First time on Saints and Sinners as well. What do you think of our intro, Ben?
Well, I was going to say I'm still, recovering.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. No, I think it's a brilliant intro. I mean, how could anyone complain?
Well, thank you. It's an impassioned woman, a warrior woman, ready to go and fight for her country.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I'm just the saint that's praying for her while she does that. Absolutely. But, we've got you on because a lot has been happening since the launch of Advance UK. A brand new political party that's come into the political landscape, and it's so exciting. I'm excited to be part of it, as I know you are, Rogue, as well. But a couple of things I want to ask you on the show tonight is, first of all, I know you've been asked this before, and it's kind of, you get tired of saying the same thing, but it's important maybe for some of our viewers who've never heard of Advance UK. Why start a brand new political party?
Can I just say thank you very much for having me on, and thank you both for all you're doing in Wales. It's absolutely vital that we have a new political party, because all the political parties which exist at the moment are basically dancing to the tune of what I would call the liberal anti-democratic, so-called liberal anti-democratic globalist order. And that includes reform, even though reform may cast itself in the impression of a pro-British patriotic party. In fact, if you look at the people it's got in it, it's just a whole load of former Tories, including members of the Labour Party, and I understand they've even been trying to recruit members of ALBA, which is the ultra Scottish nationalist party, and they've approached other Scottish nationalists. So reform may seem to be a pro-British party, but it isn't. It's the unit party in a new form. And of course, we all know that neither the Tory party nor the Labour Party are fit for office. So there isn't a single party that stands for the nation state of the United Kingdom at its very most basic fundamental level. And so a new force was absolutely needed, and Advance is that new force.
Fantastic, Ben. You mentioned nation state there. It's something that I know what it means, of course, and I've been living under devolution for the last 2 decades, and I know what it's produced, which the lowest record on education, our economy is tanking, unemployment at some of the highest rates in the whole United Kingdom. Wales has suffered tragically under 2 decades of devolution, and particularly Welsh Labour. Do you think that devolution is something that works? Do you think that Advance UK would look to change that? Because I know we've talked about repealing and reversing a lot of what Tony Blair put in motion in the 90s.
So if you wish to make a country stronger, you don't do it by separating it. That, I would have thought, stands to reason. And the Acts of Union 1800 brought together Ireland, now Northern Ireland, into the United Kingdom. Of course, Wales and England have been together for, centuries, but we have, as a country, existed for 225 years, or we had for just under 200 years when Blair introduced his devolution, and he set the Acts of Union back. He set our union back, and apart from anything else, apart from the constitutional damage it does, it's a very, very expensive way to govern, because you've got all of Westminster and all the support staff in Westminster, then you've got all of the Senate and all the support staff in Senate, and all the multi-layering of managerial posts that need to be filled, and everyone's got their own vested interest, batting their own specific corner. It's bad enough with one parliament, but then you do it in Wales with the Senate, Holyrood in Scotland, and Stormont is the most challenging of the lot. None of this is good for holding the country together. And what we've got to, I think, recognize, particularly now with the threats the country faces, is that we are one United Kingdom, and that our Welsh kin, our Scottish kin, our Northern Irish kin, we're all of the same people, and that we mustn't think of each other as each other. We are one family. And as I say, now more than ever, that's critical. And so we must stand together.
Fantastic.
I think, you know, when we first started and Advance UK was going forward, the Electoral Commission, somebody had actually pre-registered that name and had gone ahead with that. People are always wanting to know and wanting to hear what is happening under the communication sort of realm of where are we going and what is happening. So is there any update on the party with the Electoral Commission?
So, I mean, it's a really interesting point you make. We got our the self-imposed hurdle of 30,000 members was achieved, I think, on the 6th or 7th of September. And we made an announcement saying that we were going to apply to the Electoral Commission now that we'd hit our self-imposed hurdle. The very next day, someone applied for Advance. Some spurious application went in claiming to be Advance UK in Great Britain and in Northern Ireland. And then our application came in a day later. So we are technically in competition with some other entity about which I know nothing. And the Electoral Commission has declined to give us any information on them because of GDPR. Regulations. They can't tell us who these people are, but they're clearly a malign force. I don't take them seriously because we've been Advance UK since the 30th of June, and these people have appeared from nowhere. And I hope the Electoral Commission will see sense. It would be remarkable if they don't. But we've had a very good set of discussions with the Electoral Commission since then. They were in receipt of our draft constitution, obviously, when we made our application. That had already been thought through to a very significant extent, very deeply thought through, and we'd had third-party advice on it as well. So it was in good shape, and we've had a few comments come back and forth, and we've mostly accepted what the Electoral Commission wished us to change or add to the Constitution. And we are now, I believe, in a settled position with the Electoral Commission, with the Constitution, which they accept is you know, it ticks all the boxes from their perspective. And now it's just in the lap of, I would say the gods, but it's in the lap of the Electoral Commission to decide whether or not we get our registration.
So the electoral gods then, yes.
We're on the saints and sinners, almost on saints and sinners. We believe in God anyway, so you're all right there, then. You mentioned the Constitution. It's interesting because one of the things we've talked a lot about, what really attracted us and we were really passionate about Advance UK, is the fact that there's a real strong emphasis on returning to our Christian heritage, our Christian culture, and our roots upon which Parliament was built. And I think that is crucial for me. And I don't think there's any other political party out there that is run on those democratic Christian values and morals that you have set forth the trajectory of the party under those mission statements, Ben. Could you speak to that for a few moments, please?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Christianity has been the guiding force, the philosophical, ideological guiding force of the United Kingdom for thousands of years. And what we've managed to achieve in this country, or had managed to achieve, was something really quite remarkable. A church which sat alongside the state in harmony. The state took its lead from our Christian culture, and it is imbued, it's integrated constitutionally with the church. That's why the King of England is also the head of the English church, and that's why we have bishops sitting in Parliament. So we've had this fantastic construct where, and not many countries have it, where you've got church and state moving together. Yes, we've got a secular government. It doesn't wear a Christian badge, but our constitution is inherently Christian. And we take a lot of our guidance from our Christianity. So, for example, William Wilberforce was an evangelical Christian who made the case and succeeded in making the case for the abolition of the slave trade. That came from our Christian roots. That wasn't a move toward liberalism. That was a Christian guided decision. And then along comes Tony Blair, and he did all these dramatic changes to the country. And upon those changes have been more and more sort of damaging changes made, because he set the foundations for the ability to go on damaging our constitution. And we've got to a position now where the Prime Minister himself, and indeed the King of England, describes this country as a multi-faith country. It isn't a multi-faith country. We may have lots of different faiths being practiced in the UK, but we are still constitutionally a Christian country. And it's critical that whilst we recognize the right and we afford the ability to other people to practice their religions, that they also understand that when they're in this country, they're in a Christian country, and it is our Christian constitution, our Christian culture, which is the prevailing culture, which is the prevailing set of values and guidelines that we have in the United Kingdom. So we have no animosity to other religions, but we are not a multi-faith country. And we've got to get back to that, because so much good has come for this country, such as, for example, the abolition of the slave trade that I mentioned earlier. We've got to get back to that so that we don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. In the pursuit of trying to be liberal and being nice, we're forgetting about all the kindnesses and the brilliant values that come from Christianity. And we've got to get back. We've got to get back to where we were, because actually, even though liberalism is painted and sold as something that champions the individual and makes sure we all have a right to be who we wish to be, it's manifesting itself in a deeply illiberal way, damaging the fabric of our society, undermining our culture, and actually causing deep division in this country.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hear that, and I'm backing you all the way with.
Well, Ben, our slot is nearly up, but Rogue, you, because the time in the segment here, but we're going to get you back into the full show if that's okay.
Absolutely.
We're going to ask you some very, very digging questions, because some of our audience want to know some things as well. So we're definitely going to.
And I don't like boring questions,
No,
and these have been boring so far. We have to get it out there, but I've got a few more that I'd like to dig out.
Before we go, you want to know.
I just want to know: are there any events that we should be knowing about and telling everybody about, because we want to obviously get people there if there are some happening?
So I think we've got our brilliant Welsh launch event on the 29th of November, to which I'm going, and it's near Chepstow somewhere in a venue yet to be disclosed, and I hope people will sign up for that. Please sign up. Tickets, I think, are £15 a head. And then we've got another venue, another event taking place in Manchester on the 6th of December. And we have got other events lined up behind it. You know, as you know, or I have been at least, I think the majority of Advance UK have been cancelled from mainstream media. So these podcasts and these events are critical to us continuing to get our message to the people.
Absolutely. And I think, were you surprised? Because within 6 months of Advance coming into its fruition, we got the 30,000 members. It's like, oh my gosh, was it shock? Was it surprise? Where were you at with that?
Well, it happened a lot faster than I thought it would. I wasn't sure that it would happen at all. But I had in my mind a period of 6 to 9 months, trudgingly getting there. But it went up like a touch paper, went up in flames like touch paper. And I think it's because people really do want a dramatic change in the way the country is governed, and they see that there's no single political party that offers that change.
Yeah,
I mean, these are exciting times. I mean, because we meet members every single week, because we're traveling throughout Wales, aren't we? And we're having these things called meet and greets, which have been very successful, actually, because you get to meet your ground game people.
Yeah.
And they're so enthusiastic. And I think one of the things they're all saying to us is, this is uniquely different from any other political party that they've ever been involved in. And that is one of the, for me, it's one of the most satisfying comments we get from members, Ben, them telling us that it's completely different from any other political party, and it feels more like a family than a political movement, and I think that's great.
I think everybody.
Well, that's what I wanted to be.
Sorry, you're right. I was just going to say, and everybody thinks that you're so personable, and I just have to commend you for that, because when you have somebody who is leading and actually is relaying things but talking on a level with people, that is where respect is earned, and you have totally got my respect. You have got my backing in every way, shape and form, and I implore everybody to get behind you. Absolutely. I really do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. I mean, I hope it can be like a family. I started, I think, the program by discussing the kinship that we have with the various parts of the United Kingdom. We are one big family, and we are facing real threats economically, constitutionally, culturally. And like any family, we must now come together and protect each other, not throw each other under the bus every opportunity we get because someone said something we disagree with. We've got to put our protective arms around each other and go forward together and make sure that this country is saved.
Yeah. Just on that note, one policy I really want to push you on, I know what you would put, is bonk for Britain. Can we please have that as a policy? I think it'd be fantastic. I mean, it's a vote winner. It's a vote winner, that is.
It is. I mean, there's no participation. It's a very private activity, but I think it's a crucial one for making sure the country is back on its feet. Well, it should be a private activity. Anyway.
We love that. The thing is, with your role now as party leader, of course, any kind of clips of you, anything you say is always kind of, you know, they edit and cut it and put it out there. I mean, you spoke at Tommy Robinson rally, for example, and you joined in with the singing, which wasn't in your script, I remember you saying. Your Liam Tufts interview
wasn't in my script.
no, and you know, and your Liam Tufts interview, which people need to go and check out, by the way, was absolutely fantastic. It was really, really. It was nice to see you with your hat off a little bit and the bare truth of the real person who is Ben Habib. You know, he gets under the surface, doesn't he, Ben?
He did. Liam, I think it was about a 2-hour interview, and a lot of it was on me. You know, Ben Habib, who are you? Where do you come from? And in some ways, that's one of the easiest interviews to do because I know myself inside out, obviously. But in another way, it's quite challenging because you're having to bare yourself completely to the world, you know. And Liam is a very capable, he's a very friendly, nice guy, but he's very capable of making sure you answer the question. So I wasn't able to, you know, I had to tell him who I was. And so I think you can basically see who Ben Habib is now.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I have one question. One last question.
Yeah.
I'm just throw it as a curveball. If you could vote, and it's standing as now, Keir Starmer or Maggie Thatcher, who would you vote for?
It's not a competition. That's no competition. Maggie Thatcher.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it.
The Iron Lady. I said to you today before I came in the studio, you look like the Iron Lady today.
Thank you.
Your conservative blue on. I got my blue on.
Yeah.
But we're far from conservative. More conservatively liberal, I think, is the word, isn't it?
Probably.
Probably, yeah. If they really knew us. Anyway, Ben Habib, party lead for Advance UK. Thank you so much for your time.
So lovely to have you on.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
We've got to get him back on and do kind of a Liam interview and grill him.
I am going to grill you. Yeah, you and will. It's going to be one-on-one and it is going to be strong.
As a saint, I'll be praying for you while she does her questioning then. How's that? And God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care. Ben for 10.
Well, wasn't he wonderful?
I so love Ben. There is something very amazing.
He's personable, isn't he?
He is so personable. And do you know what? Like, he talks to you like on a level, and he's just like so happy and smiley and friendly. He's going to be our leader in 2029. What do you think about that?
Well, we're promoting Ben for 10, aren't we? We're believing that's going to be the case.
10 we are the way forward.
Now, we had a couple of technical issues before we come on.
So we have to apologise.
We've had to come on and pretend we're nice and fresh. We're actually sweating our tits off in a minute because it's absolutely boiling in the studio.
It is. So something happened, something went a bit wrong, and we were there just like, sweet Jesus, what it does. Technical stuff, and you and you, I just don't go anywhere near it because then I can't get blamed.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I'm new to all this technical stuff, but thank you everyone that's joined tonight, and thank you for your comments. We're going to come to them later, and your questions as well. But more importantly, please would you do something? Subscribe to the channel. Our subscription's gone up actually. We're picking up new people every day.
Subscribe and share this, please, because we need, because of the technical issue. People are not actually on it.
Yeah.
Like
so if you click the original link to go live and you didn't get it, my sincere apologies for that. It's Rogue's fault. And if you believe that, you believe anything. But yeah, we got a great show lined up for you tonight. We're going to be hitting some of the latest news items around the country. A little bit of US politics, a bit of Trump. You've got to get a bit of Trump in there as well.
I love Trump as well.
We do love Trump, don't we, on Saints and Sinners?
I think he's amazing.
He floats between the two, doesn't he, really? But a lot going on tonight. So, Rogue, tell us then, what's the running order tonight?
Okay, let's go to Keir Starmer and the race.
You seriously want to talk about Keir Starmer?
I hate him. Sorry. I do. Hate's such a strong word, though, isn't it? You're supposed to love and pray for your leaders. On this occasion, I am ready to sing as well with everybody else.
But then again,
Keir Starmer's a
banker.
Oh,
Yeah, you
he
can say
is an absolute nightmare.
I was just thinking there, you say that, hate's a strong word, but Sodom and Gomorrah, God, they'll kill the evil people, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's
Let's
just
see
a
what
side.
happens.
Yeah, but we want to talk about this because Keir Starmer reported today, here it is, racism.
Right, look, this is what really confuses me, right? Racism returning to UK politics and people are very scared, says Starmer.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
I always find this race business a load of cobs wallop, to be honest with you, because they use the race card. I mean, Narinda Kang, I can't even pronounce her surname. She does it all the time on X, and she constantly race baited to get people to respond and react because she's monetized, of course, and more traction you get. I know how it works. Done it myself. But, kettle black and all that. But to use the race card, does it work anymore, though?
there is racist fatigue, isn't there? There is like, we are knackered out with this. It's like one demographic is favored. We as the indigenous are not.
Yeah.
And it's very, very difficult because whilst we sat here trying to bring everybody together and actually fight for our country, we are getting put into a category of racists.
Yeah.
Are we racist for wanting to protect our own country?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, look, you're racist if you love your own country, if you put your flag up, if you sing the national anthem, but not everyone believes in the monarchy anymore. It's kind of gone a bit woke, to be honest. If you go woke, you're going to go broke, let's be honest. But the reality is, if you love your country, you love your history, you're proud of where you come from, you love your flag. I love the Welsh flag. It's got the dragon on it. Reminds me of my mother-in-law. Anyway, the dragon, that was a joke. You should go boom, boom. I got an applause on this as well. I could do an applause on you.
Can you not, please? Because that was not worthy of an applause.
All right, okay, no problem then.
I didn't know
That's
you had
fine.
mother-in-law.
Well, yeah, our producer's not in studio today, so this is why we probably had some technical issues. So, Miss D, if you're watching,
get your bottom back here.
Yeah, we need you back in the studio ASAP. But going back to the race thing then, it doesn't work anymore, Rogue, does it?
No.
Have you been called a racist?
No, but I have had an incident with somebody. I have actually. That's a complete lie. I have been called a racist. So
Really?
Can I explain what happened? So there was a guy that I was good friends with, and he basically told me to go and get my flat white batty into the kitchen. He called me a white bitch, a white whore. He said a whole host of different things to me, which I didn't think was particularly acceptable. So I then responded with the same courtesy, and he filmed it and then went out viral saying that I was the racist.
That's typical. They are the very thing they accuse you of, and they
It's unbelievable.
So you're allowed to be racist to a white person, then, are you?
Apparently so. That is no longer deemed as racism.
Oh, right, okay.
It's only racist if we attack somebody else.
And it's interesting because before we came on air, we were talking about race. How can it be racism isn't a colour issue? Because we are
a human race.
Human
if
race.
We're all of the same race.
Some are yellow, some are black, some are brown, some are white, some are pink.
It's a race.
I'm red, maybe, because my blood pressure always through the roof at the minute. Trying to get this program on the road. I mean, and you as well, going through that.
Listen, menopause. Menopause is real. While I'm having a hot temper and literally having a hot flush and then screaming, and this is fucking right. He's there just keep it calm, and I'm trying my best. Okay.
Yeah. What I tend to do now is I don't put my clothes on the radiator or the dry-in clothes horse. I put them on you because you radiate so much heat. It just dries the clothes instantly. It's fantastic. But we're excited tonight because we've got a guest on. You heard from our party leader Advance UK, Ben Habib there, who we spoke with. And he's
Can I just quickly say once more?
Go on, you want to talk about Ben?
I have such a little love for Ben. I think
you fancy him?
That's really
I
quite a personal question.
I think you got the hots for him.
Listen, I think he's just a wonderful human being. And do you know what? Again, there's not many people that are so personable that are going to be a big, great leader. What are you laughing at?
Because you said to me earlier, can the microphone hear my heartbeat?
So as I was talking to Ben, my heart was beating furiously. And I was like, oh my God, what if Ben can actually hear my heart from there? But I don't think he did.
We were on mute.
But he did smile quite a lot. But that was because he was recovering from the intro.
Yeah. If you heard his comments about the intro as well.
They were actually
prior to this, we did another intro for him, didn't we? And he said, that intro is enough to put any man on his knees. I mean, I don't think it was appropriate. It's not going to make the live tonight. But Ben, we love you. We appreciate you. And thank you for coming on.
And my heart says so too.
Yeah, I can't hear it, but I can feel it. I can feel it right next to me. But hey, guys, we want to thank you for coming on tonight. We're going to come to your comments and questions a bit later. Please share the broadcast. So share it on your Facebook, share it on your X, share it on WhatsApp, share it with your friends, your family, your dog, your cat, your goldfish. Just share the broadcast. We appreciate it.
Forget within
and
like
hit
a few
the
seconds.
subscribe button. We're going to be discussing a lot tonight, and we're going to bring our guest on in a few moments. Good evening, Martin.
Martin.
Stammer is definitely a son of a toolmaker.
He is, actually.
He is indeed.
Oh, let's not go to Stammer.
No,
I can't cope with him.
no.
But we are going to go and talk about the St. George's flag.
No, you say that, you put the comment on, it means I've got to scroll all the way back now. So
sorry.
I know.
Well, St. George's flag, okay, apparently are creating no-go zones for NHS staff.
Yeah.
Health bosses have warned. What are you doing?
Oh, I don't know. I just got the old video up there. Technical. There we go. Sorry about that.
So, a trust leader hails the bravery of Black and Asian healthcare workers for continuing to treat patients in areas designed to exclude them. That's such a word, isn't it? That is contrived for this situation. Designed. How is it designed? There is no designing. It is, we are raising our flags because we believe in our country. Our flags are there to be proudly presented for what we stand for and for whom we are. However, if we were to go to any other country, what would happen?
Well, they're flying their flags quite proudly, and rightly so. So they should, whether you're in Spain, Italy, Germany, Poland. I love Poland at the moment. Did you see Liam Tufts and the guys and Tom Robinson out there celebrating Independence Day? Because they're proud to be where they've come from, who they are. And I think we should be proud of our history because, you know, we've said before on this show many times, people bled and fought and died for the freedoms we have today and the democracy. And I, for one, am proud of the Union Jack, British, and I'm Welsh. Can you be both? Of course you can. I'm not a fan of this flag, because it's English. Okay. Sorry to all my English followers on here.
So
subscribers.
Move on.
No, I'm saying it tongue in cheek. Of course I do. I'm a unionist. I believe in the St. George, the Scottish flag, the Northern Ireland. We got the Northern Ireland flag down here somewhere in the office, haven't we? We have, haven't we? We got given it. So anyway, do you want to introduce our guest tonight then, Rogue?
Oh, do you know what? He's amazing. And I actually have such a love for him as well. He's a really genuine, humble, honest, and sincere guy. This is Richie D. Come on in, Richie D.
Yes, here he is.
Let's get him in.
There he is.
Am I in?
How are you?
Testing, 1, 2. Hello.
I can hear you. Oh, good. Thank you very much.
I was trying to do this, Rich.
Are you playing a sound?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
It was.
It's rubbish this
round of
stream
applause.
because oh, thank you very much. I can't hear any of the animations on my end. I don't know what it is.
That's very strange.
Yeah, I know. There's been so many technical gremlins tonight, hasn't there? There's been people in the comments saying, "Oh, we can't get on the link, etc.," which I know you just spoke about. But I've been typing away furiously while Ben was talking, trying to get people to see the. I love Ben. I love Ben so much.
Isn't he amazing?
He
but
really
we love
is.
you too because you are.
I love you.
Thanks. You're just like another Ben. You are just really sincere and so genuine. And I actually have, honestly, so much respect for you too. And I just think we are collecting a group of people that are really sincere in their, their focus and their vision for what is happening and where we're going with this country. Yeah. And you are somebody that we want to talk about what you're doing. So just introduce yourself, please.
Well, my name is Richard Donaldson. I am the leader of the Great British National Strike. I don't really like to call myself the leader because I don't feel like I am. I've put it together, but we've got a team. Do you know what I mean? So there's a few of us who are keeping it going, who got it up and running. So I don't feel like the leader, but I guess it was my idea essentially to begin with. We've been funding flags all over the UK that have been going up. We've been holding I think over 120 protests now. We've funded, planned, helped out with. We've done all sorts. We're doing all sorts at the minute. We're doing charity work. We're helping the homeless. What else have we done, Rogue? I think you probably know more than I do. My memory's awful. I was saying this today. What else have we done?
Are you going through menopause too?
Do you know what it is? So I've got ADHD, okay, and my mind works 3 times faster than my mouth. So I get all these ideas coming to me, and my mouth just can't keep up. That's what it is.
I hear you. I have also that problem with the addition of menopause on top, and that is flipping hard work.
Yeah, and I happen to be
Richard Taylor messing everything up.
Yeah, Well, I'm autistic. It's black and white to me. It's yes and no. It's straight lines, and anything in between just confuses me, because sometimes Rogue can have 15 conversations going on at the same time, and she'll ask me a question about one of the conversations, and I have to find out which conversation she's talking about. So I always say to her, can you give me the context, please, dear? Because I don't know which conversation I'm having here, which story you're telling, because you just told me 15 stories all at the same bloody time. We get there in the end, though, don't we?
We do. In the end. So we're talking about with you, I mean, you have like a multifaceted sort of arena of work that you're doing. So we have one of the main things, which is going to be the national strike, the Great British National Strike. Now, I want to talk about that because I'm actually quite excited. I know we're going to do something next week as well, but I'm actually quite excited about this prospect because I think people have had enough. And I think people want to step out and make that change, right? But listen, there is this worry and this fear behind it all, where if I step out, if I do something that's a little bit controversial and everybody else isn't going to do the same as me, and I'm going to just end up being on my own, what's going to happen to me? Now, how can we guarantee a collaborative effort? And how can we guarantee that it's going to work? I know there's no guarantees, but we have to come up with something to draw in the people who are nervous and sitting on the edge.
So what I would say is, I look at my analytics quite a lot. I'm very much sort of an analytic-y type of guy. I like to look at patterns, I like to look at numbers, and I like to see what's going on. Now, 1%, less than 1% of my followers currently share my posts. Lots of people watch, lots of people comment, but not very many people share. Now, obviously, everyone has their own reason for not wanting to share these sorts of things. They don't want to be seen far right because they've got their boss on Facebook. They don't want to get the sack. They don't want to offend their friends and family. They don't want to come across as racist. The only way we can make sure that this is a success is if we all get involved. Now, you can get involved in your own way. You may not be able to strike. We don't need 100% of people in the UK to go on strike. It's not what we need. Again, I always make this point. History shows us 10 to 15% need to take part. If we can get 20, 25%, a quarter of everyone in the UK, a quarter of all of our workforce to take that time off, or at least some time off, that will have a huge, huge impact. Now, maybe you can't take 7 days off, okay, 5 working days. Maybe you can do 2 or 3. Maybe you can not spend on your card and you can spend cash instead. Maybe you can make sure that you're not ordering off the likes of Amazon, or you're not shopping at the big supermarkets. There are so many things, and I'm going to put a little bit of a list together because so many people have commented and said, look, how can we possibly make this happen? We have to do it in stages. Stage 1 is simply get the word out. We've got till February. So before we need to start looking at what we can all do as individuals and then as a collective, first and foremost, we have to spread the word. If you're on X, if you're on Facebook, any of the socials, if you see a post and you think, actually, I agree with that, sod what anyone thinks. If you believe it to be true, share it. Share it and tag everyone. Tag everyone you can think of. Tag the big names, your Elon Musk, Tommy Robinson. A lot of people are still on the fence with him, but actually a lot of people are coming round too. Get him tagged. Do you know what I mean? If we can get these big voices to push it as well as sharing it ourselves as individuals, why would people not get on board with this?
Somebody's just asked why February, and I think you have a very good rationale as to why you've decided February.
Yeah, so look, we need time to advertise. A lot of people have said, we need to do it now. Well, that's all well and good, and in an ideal world, yes, we would do it now. But the thing is, we need to advertise. That takes time. Now, we're gonna need a couple of months to do it anyway. But I want to get Christmas done and out the way. January is very difficult for a lot of people trying to recoup in terms of the financial implications of Christmas. We were talking about Christmas the other day, weren't we? We were talking about how we'd love to sort of decapitalize Christmas and go back
Absolutely.
to not spending all the money that we all spend and just go back to traditional sort of values with it. But we need time. We really, really do. And I get the frustration. We're tired, we're angry, we're fed up, we're scared. We want to fix things now, but that's simply not going to happen. We need time. We need a couple of months to get the word out and to promote.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to talk about Christmas because we had a chat on the phone earlier today, Richard, didn't we, with you in respect to Christmas, and we're going to talk about that. I just want to mention this comment quickly, and another one. Someone's got a comment on you with a picture of Rogue on there as their logo. Let me just find that. I love this. So let's check this out. There we are. Look.
Why February?
Flattery.
So, thank you, Andrew.
Yeah. So the issue with YouTube, just for that person who asked the question, we posted the link and we had to redo it because of some technical issues. So that's the reason why. Richard, on the Christmas thing, now you've been doing a lot with the homeless in your community, and you've been working with a lot of people and getting in donations and gifts, and you've done it. I know you're not here to boast about yourself because you're not that kind of a person. So I'm going to boast on your behalf, okay? I think you're doing an amazing work. I think you're doing amazing work, tremendous amount of effort you've put into it, off your own back as well. I know people can donate through Amazon, which we're going to mention in a moment, of how they can help the homeless. And you were talking a little bit about the hotels. Do you want to tell our viewers what's going on with the hotels? Yeah. And then we'll talk about how we can help your cause and what you're trying to do, mate.
Yeah, so I mean, I was completely shocked. It was something that hadn't even crossed my mind. So a couple of weeks ago, I live in Chester. I went to a local homeless shelter and I got talking to some of the staff. Now, I went there because we'd had so many donations from people. People are donating money, but people are also donating things like sleeping bags, tents, warm clothing, dog food, water, canteens that people can put, hot drinks in, things like that. Things that will, and I don't want to sound dramatic, they will save lives this winter when it's getting below zero and these people are on the streets and they don't have a warm sleeping bag, they don't have any shelter, they don't have warm food or warm drink in their bellies. Some of these people are going to die. Now, the people who have been donating, I cannot thank enough, because it's been coming in so thick and fast. We've now set up hubs all over the UK and volunteers are going out off their own backs and delivering this on the streets. One thing we've noticed is you guys, and thank you so much, you've donated so much, we simply can't get it out fast enough. So what I decided to do was speak to local homeless shelters and say, if I bring the stuff to you, would you help me to distribute it? They said, yeah, absolutely. Now, I went to a shelter in Chester and I spoke to a couple of ladies there who were working there, and they were so thankful for all of this kit, because they said this year is going to be worse than the years before, simply because, I can't remember the name. I cannot remember the name of it, but when it gets to a certain temperature, once it drops to a certain temperature here in the UK, there is a call that is put out, and what they do is they go round and they grab all the homeless and they say, right, we're putting you in hotels, it's too cold. Now, that's something that the councils fund. That's something that the government, our taxes, fund. This year, because councils have seen wrong, because hotels are now so full over Christmas when people can't afford to stay at hotels, this year the hotels all over the UK are so full that they simply, these shelters are unable to secure these hotels and put homeless people into them over the winter. So what they're having to do at the moment is try and scramble to find things like sports halls. I mean, come on. In the middle of winter, they're going to start putting people in sports halls on the hard floors. They're not even getting funding, because I asked about things like we call them camp cots and things like that. They're not getting the funding for it. They're just not getting the help. So whilst these hotels are being filled mysteriously during Christmas time when people can't afford to stay at hotels, our own homeless, well, they're left on the streets, and maybe if they're lucky, they'll get to go into a sports hall or a gym or something like that. It's honestly, it's abhorrent. It really is.
I mean, when you shared that with us in the car earlier, when we were on the phone to you before we come on air, it just struck me how ridiculous it is. And, we fail. The government certainly does to look after its own, isn't it? It's always been the case that our own are put to the back of the queue and people are giving precedent over our own people, especially when it comes, we've seen with asylum seekers put in hotels. Yet we have so many homeless people on our streets, Richard. And that shouldn't be the case in 2025, not with certainly where we're at as a society. That shouldn't be the case, but unfortunately it is. So we came up with a couple of ideas. Now, it's one of our viewers has asked a question there, Rogue. I can't see it. Can you see it?
Can we roll this out somehow in local areas from a centralised organisation?
Good question.
Sorry,
Richard.
Are you asking me that now? Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that's what somebody's asked you.
So yes, well, what we're doing at the moment, and it's not a perfect system yet. I'm learning as I go. So a couple of weeks ago, I found out what an Amazon wish list is. I had no idea what an Amazon wish list was up until a couple of weeks ago. So what I've done is I've put an Amazon wish list together, and on that list is the sleeping bags, it's the tents, it's the dog food, it's even things like soap, toothpaste, gloves, hats, scarves, things that are going to save lives and keep people as comfortable as possible whilst they're out on the streets. Now, if you go onto this wish list, I've put the links up on my socials, I'll share them again. You can go onto it, it opens up Amazon as normal, as you'd usually use it. And you can say, right, I'm going to spend £4 on a pair of gloves. Yeah, buy. And what it does is it instantly ships to me. Now, what I've had to do is set up hubs around the UK, as I've said, and we've got volunteers who are dishing all the gear out. And what I do is every sort of 24 hours, I just change the address on the list, so it goes to the next hub and then the next hub and the next hub. So it's not perfect. And what we're trying to do is sort of keep stock levels, you know, at a sort of at a level across the UK. It's not perfect. I know I spoke to you, didn't I, Richie, today, about ways that we can try and sort of improve it and little things that we can do, because you're experienced in this area. You both are.
Yeah, I think
but that's how we're doing it at the minute.
Brilliant, Richard. Absolutely amazing. So to answer Beck's question, I think, you know, we can do stuff by contacting you, going to the links that you're going to provide on your social media platforms, Richard, so they can make donations. I think a lot of people who want to get more involved physically, and I think it's important we do that. And a couple of things we talked about, you know, you could potentially hire a community centre in your area, and you could cook a dinner for the homeless. You know, you go to your local church or your community centre, ask if you can use the building, normally get it for free because you're doing something that's charitable, and get donations of food, you know, cook a turkey dinner and invite the homeless in. Go around with a little leaflet, say, you know, with a free dinner on Christmas Day, come and join us. You know, to do it as a family, you know, and with members of your family is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And it teaches your children something important as well about the value of looking after others. And that's what Christmas is all about. I think we also discussed, Richard, people can write to Millets or any kind of store, outdoor kind of Millets is really old. I'm telling my age now. Right? Does this still exist?
I don't even know, actually.
I know, anyway. Whatever they call Trespass and all these different ones, write to them, because they all have a charitable arm of their company where they donate either sleeping bags or clothing or items like that to charities. So maybe you could write to them in your area where you are, ask them, and then you can go and pick them up. Literally, you don't need always to be a registered charity, although that is preferable. I know that. So you could do that. So that's one way you can help, and certainly get involved with what Richard is doing, because we're certainly going to be supporting him.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think we can sort of draft up some letters, and if people want some letters that you can actually send off, then you can kind of contact us on X, on this Land of Saints and Sinners, and we can actually start pushing stuff out. And you know, obviously you can do the same. We need to start, everybody as a collective, yet again, writing and trying to plead to the better nature and to the charitable side of things, to ask for our homeless people to have warmth and, you know, provision for over the winter. I just can't believe what is happening when you look at actually the devastation. Really, our veterans are dying, you know, on the street. We have homeless people, we have, you know, mental health people who have been made homeless, and you know what we're doing is fighting a fight, and yet the hotels are filled and we're not getting anywhere. You know, we have to try and do something as a collective, because the government is opposing everything that we are doing.
Yeah, we got some comments coming here from our friend Shoab, who said, I'd be happy to do this in Swansea for homeless people in his area. Fantastic, Shoab. There's so much that can be done. I think Christmas is one of those times of the year, Richard, where people feel more compassionate, don't they? For some reason, you know, we become more kind of, I don't know, it's the Christmas spirit, is it? Where people are like, oh, you know, but it should be like that all year round.
Absolutely.
And that's the problem I find, even with politicians. You know, they do things at certain times of the year because it fits in with what they're trying to, you know, project themselves as being caring for their community. But actually, this is an act of love and kindness that should be happening all year round, because people aren't homeless just for Christmas. They're homeless right all the year through, Richard, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, there aren't any more up-to-date figures at the moment, but I was just looking there just to double check. So in 2023, 1,474 people died of the cold in the UK last year who are on the streets. That doesn't count the people who are dying in their homes as well. Our elderly, for example, who can't afford their energy bills. Just on the streets, 1,500 people. It's just from the cold. Like,
you can't comprehend it. You can't compute it.
No.
I'm not being funny, but dogs are taken into shelters and looked after better than our veterans and the people on the streets. Like, this is actually a shocking thing to reveal, isn't it?
It is. And if you look at the statistics as well, I think in our country, because we got an article we're looking at today about there's over 4 million people now on benefits who potentially could be fit to work, but they've been driven to this because we have a system that's broken. So we have foreign nationals over here claiming benefits, and people say they don't. Well, they do actually, because that's the truth. We have foreign nationals, over 15,000 in our prison system, costing the taxpayer for each prisoner £50,000 a year. So you times that by 15,000. My maths is not very good. But that's a lot of money, right? A lot of money. So I would say that. And if you were to take that money, we could build, kind of units, shelters, houses, apartments for people who are on our streets, for our veterans, for our own British citizens first. I think it's crucial that the government get a grip of this because there is a housing crisis. But in that as well, the trap of benefits, we wanted to talk about this, didn't we? Because it's a huge problem for people, because if your benefits exceeds that of which you'd get if you were in full-time employment, what incentive is there for people to go back to work? Because your benefit is going to be paying more than a job. So I think there is a trap that people find themselves in, that they cycle they can't get out of. And I think it is the government's responsibility to create wealth and create jobs and industries where people can come in, where they're given a wage that is over and above the benefit system. Thus, it allows them to say, well, you know what, I'm better off going to work because the system is broken, Richard, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, £12 billion last year we spent, and I'm not just trying to make this, I'm not trying to mold this so it comes across. I know people say I'm right wing. Last year, we spent £12 billion just on migrant benefits. Okay. It's around 50%, for example. When Muslim families come here, the woman just doesn't work. Now it's roughly 50%. Okay. There's 1.4 million of them that don't work. Like, the amount of money this costs. So before we even start to think about looking after our own, and look, the benefits system, I'm very fortunate. I've never signed on. I've never signed on because I've always worked. And when I lost jobs, I lived at my mum's house, so I just got another job. But the benefits system is there as a short term. It's a crutch, isn't it, for people, before they go to the next thing. That's what it's there for, and that's what it should be used for. But so many people now are using and abusing the system. But I also think the system itself is set up to trap people in that, because they want people to essentially depend on the state. They want people in that. I don't even think it is a trap. I think they are purposefully pushing people into this situation where they become sort of happy for the government handout as opposed to wanting to go out and achieve something for themselves. But I'm going a bit conspiratorial there. I just think it's part of essentially this whole globalist agenda.
No, but I was going to jump on with you, and I was going to say, look, the 2030 agenda, we have this, it's there. And we know that they are pushing toward that as their end goal. And so if you can imagine, everybody is then being forced into, with Rachel Reeves at the moment, with her budget, it's actually costing people their jobs.
Yeah.
And actually, I think it was 160,000 jobs have just been lost. And what's then happening is everybody's having to go on benefits. And then whilst they're on benefits, they can't find other work because everything else is like, there's an economic crash. And then we are all having to stay at home on benefits. I say everybody who has lost their jobs because they're stuck. And then what happens is the situation is, like you said, you're getting more for staying at home than actually if you were to get a job. And then the 2030 agenda is coming into play because stay home, be happy, and have nothing.
You'll own nothing and be happy. Total reliance on the state is communism in disguise, in it. Let's be honest, because that's what they want. Because if you rely completely on the state for your child's education, for your food, for your gas, your electric, for your energy bills, all the things, your house comes to a mortgage, which the word mortgage is a Latin word. It means death grip. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
It's taken from the Latin word death grip. So if you've got a mortgage, you're on the death grip. And it is a noose on people's necks. But if you look at what Rogue's saying there, and we've always had this as our opinion, is that there is an agenda at play, and those who are awake, not woke, will know what that agenda is. So you can put things into context and see what's happening, whether it's digital ID, whether it's the globalization of WFW, all the things. This is not a globalist pitch tonight, but we know it's happening, or we're aware of it. But when it comes to the benefit system, it's broken in this country. And more so, it traps people in a life that they don't really want. I've met people and experienced benefits myself, so I know firsthand how difficult it is to break that cycle and to get out of it. And it's set up in such a way that your reliance is totally on the state, so you become their servants, when really they are our servants and we're their masters. They're not our masters. But that's the way that the government, especially the socialist agenda as well, when it comes to the Labour Party, that's the way the government's been structured. If you look in Wales, for example, where we are, a majority of people here in Wales have always voted for Welsh Labour. That's because we have the largest proportion of people in benefits and out of work in Wales than anywhere else in the United Kingdom. Scotland, Northern Ireland, and England, of course. We have the highest levels of unemployment in Wales. And so there's a correlation between who's in government and who's voting for who. There's a saying, if you put a red rosette on a donkey, they'll vote for it in Wales. And that's been the case for years, because Margaret Thatcher shut the mines, talking to Thatcher last night earlier with Ben, Thatcher shut the mines and took milk out of primary school. So we all hated her for that. That's all we were told in history. And Churchill was a hero. That's all we ever got told. And I think, and we're going to move the story on, but I think certainly it's something we were talking about earlier, because we got the budget coming out the 26th of this month, I believe it is, Rachel Reeves, and she's already spouting and being prophetic, talking about how bad things are going to get. Taxes are going to go up. That's going to be a definite, Richard, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's sure. It's a sure thing. I mean, she's, like you said, she's already hinting at it now. I don't know if that's going to be people now, and I'm thinking potentially, a little bit selfishly, I'm thinking about the strike. Is that going to sort of spur people on to want to get involved, or are people going to panic even more and think, I need to go to work, I can't be striking, because people just can't afford to keep up with these constant tax rises?
So look, what can we do from now until February to kind of reduce that outlay? So for instance, Christmas, okay, a family event, having everybody together. Why are we actually investing into consumerism and becoming a part of that, when actually if we were to buy one gift for each family member, and it's like something that's really specially considered, I want to buy you, I don't know what I want to buy you, but I'd like to buy something, so, that's meaningful. I'm
smiling because I think it's a great idea, because as a parent, right, it's expensive, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
So for that reason alone, I'm in. I'm in on the one gift. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea. I think.
Look, one stocking filler if you've got a little child or grandchild.
Have you seen the size on your stocking? I mean, that's going to take a lot of gifts to fill that stocking. It's huge. It's like that. It's massive.
What are you on about?
Mine is like that. But you were talking about filling a Christmas stocking, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about my stockings on here in the intro.
No, not on the intro. Not your stockings on here. No, you got two on here.
I have, yeah. So we can fill those. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, if we can actually reduce our outlay over Christmas and January, actually, do you know what I actually do? In January sales, I actually buy Christmas presents for everybody for the next year. So you actually get everything at a discounted price. So it's like a really kind of good way of just kind of scrabbling around, finding little bits that you can get for people next year, storing it, and just like keeping it hidden and safe for the next Christmas. So what can we do to prepare for February that doesn't compromise what we're doing financially?
Yeah.
Well, so let's start with Christmas. We were just talking about Christmas then. We were speaking on the phone, weren't we? Yesterday, I think it was, or today, I can't remember. Where, look, I grew up, my mum hates it when I do this, when I say this on my lives, on my videos. We grew up poor. We did not have a lot of money in our household, okay? Mum worked like an absolute animal. My dad was an alcoholic. He did work, but he anyway. What we do is, rather than buying loads of gifts for people, which, let's be honest, we don't need them. We don't even want half the stuff we get anyway. We just do it because we've been trained to believe that that's what we need to do for Christmas. What we do as a family, for example, and this is just an example, someone will bring like the carrots, and it sounds daft. Someone else will bring, the meat. Someone else will bring the trifle. And what we do is we put it all together, and everyone's spent a couple of quid, and you just have the family meal. If you want to buy someone a little something, fair enough, fair enough. But we see it all the time on Facebook where, you know, parents on Christmas Eve, they upload all these pictures. And I think a lot of them are, they're competing with each other, and they're putting up the pictures of, oh, look at all the presents I got for my kids, and then someone else will upload theirs and all the rest of it. And we're sort of in like competition, aren't we, to try and get like the best presents or spend the most money on our kids and things like that. And it simply isn't important. It's a waste of time, effort, energy, and money ultimately. So between now and February, particularly at Christmas, we can all cut back, go back to traditional values. It's Jesus's birthday, not yours. You don't need all these presents. We just don't need them. There are so many things we can do, even after Christmas. People have sent me messages saying, I can't afford, you know, to strike in February. Why should I have to cancel my Netflix? Why should I have to, you know, I'm just thinking of examples. Why should I have to shop at Aldi instead of Waitrose? And it's like, because our future depends on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, people would rather have Netflix and continue with this decline than cut back. And like I say, I genuinely, I know it's not doable for everyone. But, you know, have a think tonight after you've watched this. Sit down and think, right, what do my bills come to? What sort of money have I got coming in? What could I cut back on? Not just to do that to the state, but to also save up a little bit of money, if possible, between now and February, to have the most amount of impact, to be able to have the most amount of involvement.
Yeah, fantastic, Richard. I just want to say to our viewers, we haven't got as many on tonight for the simple reason, just because we had a technical issue at the start, Rogue, didn't we?
You had the technical
and
issue,
I know after this broadcast,
me.
I'm going to get a right battering verbally. I know I am. I'm waiting for it. I've got my ear guards ready, or ear guards as we say in Wales, because she'd be like, why did you do that? No, you won't be that harsh on me, will you?
No,
it's just a mistake.
It is a technical
I'm glad you said that
issue.
live online.
I did say it live.
So I got it then as a receipt.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did. So some people are commenting, you see, they tried to click the link that we sent out. So sincere apologies if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube watching us, or WhatsApp, you've got the link there. My apologies. It won't happen the next time we go live. I promise you. I'll make sure. Otherwise, I'll have my fingers chopped off.
I mean, he says that, doesn't he, Rogue? But you know what he's like.
Let's hope and pray. So yeah. So we're going to talk. We wanted to talk about. At the start of the show, Richard, we were talking about Raise the Colours, weren't we, and about racism and things like that. Now, of course, you've experienced this as well, because when you become patriotic, as we say in Wales, when you become patriotic, you face a backlash. People automatically think that you're far right, or you're kind of extreme in your views.
Fascist, yeah, racist. I mean, it's ridiculous what they call us, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I got called a snowflake today. That's the first.
A racist and a snowflake, on the premise that he put up.
Yeah, I did.
Ready? Watch this.
I put this on X.
It's great to see the launch of the Wales kit with so much diversity. And obviously, the diversity is not so
white
diverse.
People. Where's the white Welsh people?
And he's been called a racist.
Yeah, and did you? Yeah, go on.
And a snowflake, and many, many other things.
Yeah.
I don't think I can say all of them.
See you next Tuesday, and all those things. See you next Thursday. Same word, I know. And I think my point was this, though, because I'm going to phone JD Sports up and speak to their complaints department, because,
and I'm going to film it.
Yeah, because they're supposed to have a diversity policy, which everyone on the left talks about. They diversity. But what about when it comes to inclusion of white Welsh people? That was my big question, because 95% of people in Wales are white and they're Welsh, right? So indigenous population. So I'm not opposed to having people of other colour on the launch of the Welsh football kit, our national kit. But they could have got a white bloke on there at least, Richard, couldn't they? That's my thoughts anyway. That's my rant over. But by the way, it's fine, because people got really pissed off about it, those on the left and the right, actually. I've had 4.1 million views on a photo. So that's fantastic.
Wow. That's what it's all
He's
about.
very excited about that.
I'm really excited. I can't wait for next month's monetization on X. This looks fantastic. I can't wait. I'll be able to buy that Christmas gift for Rogue then. It's great. It's fantastic. Yeah, so the racism thing, raise the colours. We've had flags flying everywhere. People have really got behind this nationally. But yet we've seen, as Rogue pointed out earlier, the article where the St. George flag obviously has been controversial. Should not be controversial, Richard, should it? And for what reason? So what's your thoughts around that, Richard?
It's an attack on anything to do with being white, is what I believe it is. I mean, no one has ever said the Japanese football team is too Japanese, have they? No one's ever called an African person racist because they say that they're proud of their heritage. It's insane. I mean, a poll has just come out today. The ITV have done a poll. I don't know if you guys have seen it, where they went out and they asked people, well, I can't because I'm on the thing, but what I can do is read it out to you. A poll for ITV News has found that 50% of Asian people and 45% of Black respondents believe that immigration is too high in the UK. Now, does this not just completely destroy the narrative that if you have a problem with undocumented, mostly males coming into this country, living off of us with benefits, like we say, driving up crime statistics, refusing to integrate, refusing to use the language, does that not just destroy the narrative that actually that's not a race issue, that's just a common sense issue? Because now the Black community, the Asian community, they're siding with us because they know too that this is absolutely ridiculous.
So there's more that unites us than divides us. And that is the fundamental thing here. We need to collaborate and we all need to stand together. And the government, like you said, it's an inciting of hate. Yet they're saying that we're racist, which is an incitement of hate. But actually, it's not, because they are bringing that to our doorstep and we are then being accused of it. It's gaslighting. And I go on about this all the time because I have never, ever experienced such political gaslighting since Keir Starmer has come in.
Yeah, absolutely. And he has shown himself for what he really is. I mean, he's been in office over a year and look at what he's done to the country. Look at the economy. Look at what he did to pensioners, farmers, you know, young people, raising income tax for small, medium-sized businesses. I mean, he has been nothing but an absolute fucking cockwomble. Did I just say that? Did I just swear?
You did. I actually quite like that saying. Cockwomble is the best.
You like that? Then it's one of your favourites, that is.
Yeah.
He did EBGBs the other night.
I did EBGBs. Yeah. Let's just quickly go to what Bex said.
Yeah.
John Lewis have not vowed to tick boxes, just a lovely family and showcasing a real father and son bond. No emasculation of men, a powerful storyline. But we heard about Marks and Spencer's. Earlier, the Christmas advert has been shut down, hasn't it?
It's been pulled, isn't it, apparently? Yeah. Our producer was supposed to be in here tonight. That's another dig at you if you're watching. She got the story for us in her research. And so we haven't got the full story because she's not in the studio. Anyway, Misty, you know what we're on about you. But yeah, the adverts have become politicized, don't they, Richard? Over the years, it used to be just a standard traditional Christmas carol, you know, mince pies and family and turkey and cranberry sauce, all that kind of stuff. No, what we have is it's a political statement, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a political statement. And again, it pushes the capitalist idea of Christmas. Yeah. So they're doing it both at the same time. Again, this is what we need to fight. This is what we need to push back against, you know. Sod capitalism at Christmas. For me, it's, you know, if you're a practicing Christian, absolutely. It's all about Jesus Christ. But even if you're not Christian, it's going back to those traditional values of sitting around a table together and just sharing whatever you've got. You don't have to go out buying Christmas presents and all the rest of it. And these adverts now are just, I can't even stand Dawn French. I saw it once. I saw it like halfway through and I just turned it off because I can't bear her. So I haven't even seen the advert, to be honest with you.
Well, what was your favorite Christmas film? What would have been yours? I mean, I can't believe we're talking Christmas in November, but here we go anyway. What was your favorite Christmas film?
Elf. It's so ADHD like me. I just loved it when he just gets so excited. That was me. I was just like, happy Christmas, yes. And like, Elf. Do you know who Elf is?
Yeah, of course I do. I've seen the film. Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think of what mine would have been because I would have watched it in black and white. I'm that old. It's your birthday tomorrow. I forgot to tell you, it's your birthday tomorrow, by the way, folks.
You can't say because I'm that old and then say, oh, it's your birthday.
I know.
Tomorrow.
Did you hear that? Did you see that like connection?
I was on about me being old, not you. I just
but they reminded everybody it's my birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, because I wanted to send some love into you because, you know, you deserve it because you're an amazing person.
Thanks, Rich.
That's okay. So I pulled that back then.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to get another beat.
That was very well done. That was
very
well done.
What was your favorite Christmas movie, Richard? Do you have one?
Yes. I don't even just watch it at Christmas. I sat down with my son the other day. My son's 2, and we watched it all the way through. Jingle All the Way. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
No, I don't.
Arnold Schwarzenegger with the Turbo Man doll.
Right, we're gonna have to watch that and get back
just so we can come back and actually have like a film review.
Yeah,
put that fucking down. No, you've not seen it.
No.
I'm not a pervert. I promise it is a Christmas movie. I promise it is. It's fantastic.
send a
You need to
link.
watch it.
Mine is the Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that's a brilliant.
That's not
film.
Christmas.
It is. I watch it every Christmas.
Some people say Die Hard's a Christmas movie. I mean, it's not. It just
What
isn't
somebody's
good.
just said actually about don't you anybody dare mention Die Hard.
If Rich has
Thank
just
you,
mentioned
Andrew.
it, no, it's like Andrew's just mentioned it. Yeah, don't even mention Die Hard.
Do you know what? It's really weird seeing me on somebody else's
I
thing,
know.
and it's hilarious. There I am.
Brilliant. Well, look, it's our kind of structure of this interview tonight, not the interview with you, Richard, it's gone all pear-shaped because my fault, everyone. I take full responsibility because we had technical issues. It threw us completely off course in there.
Yeah.
But we did cover the story with the flags. Raising the flags is important. Getting the message out there, being proud of your country and your history, and not shying away from where you've come from. And I think it's important because if you look at the country, the trajectory of the country right now, the Keir Starmer and Labour taking it down, I mean, it's unrecognizable from when I was talking about being young, when we were younger. It's unrecognizable. We've lost so much of the values that underpinned who we are as a people. You know, you could leave your front door open on the street that I lived in, literally, and people could come and go, you know. I often come, you know, in and out of people's houses, but that's another story for another time. But, you know, people did, and it was done in a friendship way. You could pop sugar in a game, Smiley. He knows it all. It's yes, I've got
I was expecting it. It could go anywhere with you, Richie.
Oh, well, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. But, you know, things have changed. Society has changed massively. You know, people have become less tolerant when it comes to, you know, helping and supporting others. What's that, Gremlins?
Hang on, are we talking about
I'm
any
talking
films or
about
just
something
Christmas
really
films?
Are you
Oh,
serious
sorry.
here? I'm having a moment. I'm having a moment here.
Richie.
I'm
He's
having a
trying to spill his
moment.
heart.
Keep on going, keep on going.
I'm going to do a Piers Morgan. I've had enough. I'm off. I'm out here. I'm out here. Yeah, so enough for me then. Let's get back to the show, shall we? Sorry about that, folks. I digress. Birthday. Happy birthday tomorrow, Rogue. We got some things from
Thank you so much, Paula. That
someone
is
said
so-
Santa Claus, the movie.
No, but that's what somebody said. Gremlins, but actually, if we're just talking about films in general, The Goonies and Weird Science.
Yeah. Good
Weird
choice.
Science was the best with the bra on the head. That was amazing, creating the
nice.
most glorious woman. And that, oh my gosh.
I was on about the
But
Goonies.
love
I've
that.
you
not
two
heard
are
the
in
other one.
agreement. I think it's because you both got ADHD, to be honest with you, because I think The Goonies is a rubbish film.
Thank you, Andy. Shut up.
It is.
Oh, good.
My point exactly.
Flipping amazing.
My point.
And then when he says, love tongue. Flipping love it. Anyways, right. We were going to go on to.
Yeah, let's get back to it, shall we, Richard?
We've just got
Martin
one more
Martin's on.
thing.
Martin, nice to see you, mate. Nice to
I
have
wish
you
we
on.
could get Martin on,
Yeah,
to be honest.
We'll get him on soon. We'll get him on soon.
We were going to talk about the Health Secretary and Wes Streeting, who has said.
I think it's this clip, isn't it?
No, it's
that's
not.
the George flag.
It's basically that the Prime Minister's allies are seeking to challenge
Here
for
we go.
leadership are self-defeating nonsense. So do we trust Wes Streeting or not?
I think he's right. I think he is facing a challenge. Richard, you?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. So Richie sent me a load of homework before we came on tonight. He said, Rich, we're going to
You
talk
didn't know,
about some
did you?
subjects. And he said, just have a look at these news stories and we'll have a bit of a talk about it. We'll just go with the flow when you get there. And I said, yeah, of course, Rich. And then I just forgot to look. So I'm so sorry.
know what?
So
I love ADHD. It's so beautiful,
Drives
isn't
me
it?
insane. Drives me insane. I spent all
I
that
turned
time.
up 2
Right,
minutes to 8. I was like,
basically-
oh, I've not done my homework.
So Wes Streeting, number 10 is on number 10 is on high alert, right? Trust no one is Keir Starmer's motto at the moment because they are fearful of the challenging of the leadership of Keir Starmer. Now, Wes Streeting claims he's a faithful. Now, I'm going to be honest. I've seen the state of the NHS. Can I get my words out tonight? The NHS, right? And I don't trust the thing that comes out of that man's mouth. Here's our health minister, okay? And when I was rushed into hospital 3 weeks ago, maybe, it looked like the third world country in the hospitals, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was absolute. What are you doing?
I'm going to put the charger in for the computer.
All right. Well, you can't because we've
I
got.
do mine actually.
Do you need your charger as well?
the technical gone.
Jeez,
It's all gone tits up tonight.
This is just too much, right? Do you know what? Fuck it.
Well, we've been.
I'm not even doing West Streeting now. I'm going.
Well, there's a video.
I am going to have a menopausal tantrum.
Oh dear Jesus! I'm going out of the building now. I'll tell you what. Should we go to Trump instead then?
No.
Let's see what Trump would say about the BBC. Here we go.
You do it.
I'll do it. It's
going ahead and suing the BBC.
Well, I guess I have to. Why not? Because they defrauded the public, and they've admitted it, and they're top echelon.
Director General and the CEO
This
both
is
resigned.
within one of our great allies. They actually changed my January 6th speech, which was a beautiful speech, which was a very calming speech, and they made it sound radical. And they actually changed it. What they did was rather incredible. They're showing me the results later on, the results of what they did, how they butchered it up. But it was very dishonest, and the head man quit, and a lot of the other people.
But tonight you are saying to our viewers that you will go forward and file a defamation lawsuit against the BBC.
Well, I think I have an obligation to do it because you can't allow people to do that.
There we go, Richard. So Trump, we love Trump. I think he's fantastic. He threatened to, what did he do? To sue the BBC, wasn't it, Rogue?
Yeah, 1 billion. And Ed Davey, the wet lettuce, is basically telling Keir to rebuff it. Well, no, why should he? Because the BBC and Panorama absolutely failed him.
Yeah, we watched the clips when the original clip from Trump at Capitol Hill, when they attacked during his election campaign. And they kind of sliced it, so they made out he was inciting violence that day, and he wasn't. We saw the whole clip. We haven't got it here tonight, and it absolutely distorts the truth, which we know the BBC and Sky News are all about that. Mainstream media cannot be trusted, full stop, because they're full of crap. Main shit media, that's what I call them, because they're dying. Legs media's on its way out. But I think what Trump said is very important, because it's great to have somebody with the power and the financial backing to be able to challenge the BBC. Tim Davie went as a result of it, and another chief executive as well. It just goes to show, isn't it, the bias that exists in mainstream media and how legacy media is dying. And we need to have more We Are the Media now, citizen journalists around the country, and podcasts and people out there on the streets making that noise, isn't it?
Sorry, can I just interject? He says that we are, but none of this has gone right tonight. So we have to be the media and actually be able to do it properly, okay?
Cheers,
Thanks.
baby. Oh, never mind.
Listen,
We can always
Richie,
come
we
back
can
more.
this saves, doesn't it, to the StreamYard thing. We can make clips out of this. We can just regurgitate. We can keep pushing it out. We can do all sorts of this. So don't worry about it.
Man.
This is still going to get
Feeling the
loads of
love.
views.
Feeling the love there.
Yeah, we'll do it. We have to do it.
We're going to go to some of the comments, I think, Richard, and I think because I think our time is almost up, Rogue, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we did a poll tonight on our YouTube channel. So if you can look, we did a survey, a poll, whatever you want to call it, on who would you vote for as your Prime Minister? Would it be
Me, the
or would
rogue?
it be Richie? And I'm going to tell you the results now. I'm going to bring it up now. I don't know
I
if you
need
can
to
see it there, Richard.
see. I actually need to see.
I'm going to bring it up now. 1 second. Posts. I don't know.
Me and my son make our Christmas gifts with a £5 spend limit for supplies. I flipping love that. That is actually brilliant.
Great
and do you know
idea.
what I really, really like? But again, inflation and everything like
Definitely
the cost
ADHD. I'm
of
talking about this and
spending
you jumped on
is
there.
just, I know, sorry.
I know,
It's just
sorry, no
like
problem.
way too much.
I know.
But if we can find something for
I'll be back now.
£5, actually making jams. What are you saying?
I'll be back now, I said.
Oh yeah, making jams and doing plants, like taking cuttings from plants and growing little plants for people are really, really lovely presents as well. So I think, to do more personal gifts is a really lovely thing.
It is, yeah. We're back on Christmas now.
Yeah, but we can go back.
I remember the 15 conversations at once. I mean, it's just
Did you
great.
win?
No, you're not allowed to see the results. No, you're not allowed to see them. So basically, the question we posted earlier was,
Who?
this is the first time we've done a poll on YouTube, right? So
Yeah.
we haven't had loads of people vote, so just later. But I would say, the question was, who would you vote for as PM, Prime Minister? Rogue, I'm glad to say you got 90% of the votes and I got 10%. So,
Let me tell you, I would be jumping from
what would
here
you do?
to here, to here, to here, to here.
I was going to say, if you were in your Margaret Thatcher style,
Oh yeah.
how
actually.
would you run the country?
I wouldn't shut down the mines.
No?
And
Would you like to speak to the people?
yes, darlings. Okay, so what I would like to do for the country, for women and men, is to shut the borders and protect our people. Was that good?
Oh dear, go on.
Did that
Address the
work?
nation. Address the nation.
Dear beloved.
Go on, go for it.
No, that's it. This is about to die, Rich.
Go,
Literally about to die.
Address them.
I want you to all know that if I was to be voted in, I would shut the borders, protect you all, make sure that actually, what was that dude called?
Which dude?
The one that they killed. What was his name?
They did kill loads
No,
I mean, see this. Which conversation?
Oh my gosh.
Charlie
Hang on.
Kirk?
No, the one that ran the country beautifully.
Who would that be?
You know the one that ran the country beautifully, and like everybody
country? This
hated him
country?
because of
Gaddafi.
Gaddafi.
What? What? Are you mad? You mad? Dear Jesus, give me strength.
Right.
Oh, right. Well, let's have a look what we got going on here. Take this off a minute. That's good. Right. Oh, we're back. Richie, where's Richard gone? We lost him. This is all going tits up tonight, Rogue. There we go.
So I'm ducking out.
Are you?
Yeah.
You can't. You're the host.
I know, but I am going to duck out on the premise that this has been a weird,
disaster.
weird life.
Oh.
I am so appreciative of you humouring and joining in with us and just scurrying around with our madness. So thank you for coming on. And we actually love everybody else that has joined in. But it was just a massive pickle at the word go. And it's thrown us off course.
It was. And the battery's about to die on the camera. We just want to say, though, a huge big thank you to you, Richard, for coming on tonight and being part of
never again.
Say that! Oh, you know what? I feel that. My heart's doing that thing like it did with Ben.
Do you notice how I go bright red every time I laugh? Can't help it. I don't know what happens.
But we do want to say, of course, thank you also to our viewers tonight, those who are watching this back and those who are watching it live. Thank you ever so much for taking the time to tune in, because your time is precious. We know. We hope it hasn't been a waste of your time. I hope you've had some fun with us as well, because we're not all serious on this podcast.
No, we're not. And we just waffle and we just enjoy it. And we just want you to just
do you
join
think we
in.
waffle?
Yeah, well, with your autism and my
I don't know.
We're all over the shop.
And we've got plenty of more things coming up in the next few weeks, not just on lives as well. We're going to be working with Richard. We're going to be filming some stuff with Richard, actually, some of his work. We want to promote what he's doing with the homeless as well, don't we? Not because I know he doesn't want us to do that, but we're going to do it anyway.
We're going to come.
do it anyway.
We're going to do it anyway. Something inside so strong. I know that I can make it.
Paul has just put much love all and really enjoyed your live stream. Thank you so much. We love you all, and yeah, let's just cut now. Let's just say
you
we're
want to
done.
go. You want to go.
I do, yeah.
You know why? She wants a hot chocolate.
No, that's not the case. It's just because I feel like everybody's done an hour and a half with us nearly.
Yeah, fair play.
And you know what? They've stayed with us.
Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, Paul has stayed on. We got look good
Thank
night
you so
stream.
much, everyone.
Fantastic. Richard, thank you for joining us, and we'll catch up with you later. And thank you for what you're doing in the community.
I have one question. Is this the weirdest live stream you've been on ever?
Yeah.
But you know what? I've loved it. I've loved every second of it. It's been mint, so thank you.
Your nose just grew a little bit. Cool. Well, thank you again for coming and tolerating our ridiculousness. And yeah, we
no doubt you two will be bantering each other later on WhatsApp. No doubt.
And
no doubt.
We will see you next week.
We will.
For the 18th.
Can't wait. Looking forward to it.
All right.
All right, Richard. Speak to you soon. Ciao for now.
See you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Yo, there we go. He was amazing.
I love Richard as well. Him and Ben are just like the most gentle, lovely people ever.
I'm just gutted about the technical issues. It's really, really.
Yeah, it's been a bit annoying. But anyway,
better way in the stream because
see what we just did then? Yeah. Guys, we love you. Thank you for joining us.
Ciao, ciao.
Take care.
Oh, ciao.